Hi everyone. So today we're going to do a deep dive, a look into Sean P. Diddy Combs and how the arrest played out. Now, this is something that must be a dawn, and a give in. It's really hard to explain, but I do advise that anyone under 18 should not watch this due to the nature of what might come out and what came out. And I just can't even get my words right. And that's how the energy was around him for what they're showing me, like 350 miles. Like nobody could do anything. There was no due date. There was no going back. There was no giving back. You couldn't get anything done. It was so unproductive to where they had a contentment agency come in and they said, "What is that?" It is a contentment. It is contentment. All forms of the spelling. You're in contempt. No, 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 no. So basically, as I'm seeing it, I'm picking up selenite, and it was a clear cleansing lens that came through that literally was a wand. It really was a smoke toe cloak. Like I had said in the one of my videos of the weekly report, that the arrest that was large, the large mass arrest that we've been waiting for would come in by someone just smoking a cigarette and saying, "What did you say?" So why is this a large arrest? Because everyone's like, where's the numbers in the media? Where is the lockdown? Where is it? I mean, we had the waters rise. I mean, that's not even funny that is being coming out of your mouth. But basically, all you need to know, he still does well. And that is how he is in his holding cell to his house arrest. He's dignitary. So when it gets to that point of a lame, lamu, lama, which is terms of a detective saying, since you're so high and mighty, you can sit there in your house with up to 350 to almost 900 people in the country on why we can't get this DUN, DUNN, and DUNE, because we already know where this is going. So basically, he started his life from what I'm seeing as a psychic. I'm using all forms of psychic abilities on this one because racketeering is a form of gambling that gambles with people's lives. And it is something that goes in a way unknown where they use all forms of abilities and gifts. And I see him this like Play-Doh, something with Play-Doh in him. When he played with it, it was something that he would eat. And when he would actually have GI problems, it was something noted where it was observancy. It was where the parent couldn't even speak on it. There was something I knew, and I hear like scatterbrain because that's way I'm acting right now with my cards on what to pull and what to pull out. So I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot as a light go in. I do see like a tanning bed. I do see something that he used frequently, something of light therapy in conjunction of everything that you just couldn't do it. I do see affiliate around him. I do see crypt blood. I see more bones and not skulls and bones. I do see a blood. I do see a dun, which is Italian mob, but they weren't a run at all. A run. This was something of a layout of prudent action. That is the Knight of Pentacles. This is both the King of Swords. It's ill contract through and through, all in all, mind, body, and soul of this individual to actual needing high law enforcement with him, high law enforcement, because he just can't get it through himself anymore. It really was an old-fashioned in. The 10 of Wands says difficulty unbeknownst, but you can't be a bay. A play on words, still racketeering, play on words. Third tier, fourth, Rin Tin Jin Lin Pin, to get a grin. That means that he went so deep, he was willing to actually take his soul to hell and bring it back. But he got the wrong message on his through and through communications. That is when they do end and they talk through each other. That is a through and through communication up to the mind. It's absolutely disgusting when they do it. So when you go that, you have to start testing all medical testing, and then they have the right to refuse everything. So the Four of Wands in reverse means there's no celebration, but there are people coming in and out. So how do you do a celebration? This guy is truly a slick Rick, like a raccoon, where you can't even do a no. A-N-O, K-N-O-W, K-N-O to an N-O, L-O. Nothing, nothing. Honor, yep, that big mattress. And I keep doing this. I keep seeing law enforcement put on their hats. Absolute financial security, absolute everything. Always know that when they're doing racketeering to sex trafficking, they have every form filled out already, legally and lawfully. They have everything to the alignment, and it comes in like a ball of twine. And I hate to use this visual of the big ball of twine in the Midwest as a tourist stop, because it's absolute chaos. It's absolute chaos. You just don't know what's going to pull out of that mix. It's worse than a cat going to play. The 10 of Swords. I can't even talk about what I just saw in my head as a remote view. Literally, absolutely disgusting what he thought and did on a daily basis. And it was normal. It was normal. So you wake up, you go to the bathroom, ritualistic, almost protocol, that if he did not do it at all, down to a minute of a millisecond on what to do of eating and hydrating and going to the bathroom, to sleep regimen, to association of friends and family, that is what gave him a lot of relief. He had to. So then you look into mental health. What is mental health? It really is how well your mind is, your tissue is. Is there gray matter? Is there disease? Is there infection? Hidden motives, hidden motives. Believe it or not, a lot of those people are so clear-minded when they do those crimes. They're so balanced. You can't even get a in or a makeover that day or anything like that. Anything. They come in really quick. The Knight of Swords, they come in quick and haste. And they say, I know you did it. I know you did it. I don't know what you're talking about because I just been sitting here all day. All day. That's all you need to know. And that's basically where, like, you literally been hanging around those people. They do like an echolalia. The Seven of Cups means you're not going to be able to figure out a lot of things with this guy and this gentleman. When I look at him, I'm like, he's everything and anything and something and nothing when it comes to it. It's such a big pivotal moment where I actually look at basketball and I see, yep, there's Larry Bird. Halt, stop. And then I go, wait a minute, there's royalty involved. What kind? What country? Female royalty. It's all perspective. DNA. take it and test it. No, it's a none. Then you go to the convent and you go, this is a new journey. It literally is everywhere. It literally is everywhere. Basically, with that one arrest, everyone's looking at it. And then you've got issues with the hurricane. And then you got issues with the port strike. And then you have issues with the elections. And then you have issues with two assassination attempts on former President Trump. So where do you go? You gotta link it. You gotta link it. How do you link it when you can't see anything? Trust me, it's more imbalanced than what you think when you're trying to do something like that. And that's just my wisdom and prudency, just by being a visiting nurse, trying to figure out what was really wrong with the patient by looking at the discharge summary. And when I walk into the home, it's a whole different issue because really what happened was such a put out. The Knight of Wands says, go get the nurse now. Go get the nurse now. No, they did it wrong. They did it wrong. They don't know what they're doing and how to do it. Literally, I heard it, I felt it, I saw it. Where are they? Because they come in and they say, I can fix it. It literally is how did he get home care? How did he get home care? But 5 houses down the road, they don't qualify. It was built in. That's all you need to know. So basically, when you look at it, this is a cutaway of logic. Mind you, I'm talking psychic, matter of fact, and I'm just letting it run right out. Illusion, delusion, mystery, high hidden motives. Yeah, that's the moon in reverse. You're not to know it. You're not to know it. That sounds like a psychopath. It kind of does. Who was speaking through them? Loss of monetary value. Yep. 49 million views. 49 million views. Poverty. Poverty. How can you have that many views, that many subscribers, but you still have poverty? Because who wrote it out? Who wrote it out? I don't know. Where's the owl? Kick the owl out. Absolute discontent. Absolute. To the point old habits die hard. Let's talk about planting. All forms of growing. You can't even, I went, no, nope, can't even do. King of Pentacles and greed, greed, absolute greed. Strength, can't do it. No, he's going to federal court. You're right. You're right. Because we can't even think about how logical this is, and we won't be able to get it done. We're really at a standpoint. So that is actually the motions you actually have to go through. This is all as it's playing out throughout America. Post that arrest, they're literally like crazy. And then they go into a court of law and they go, blank stare, no movement whatsoever. And literally the judge and the jury are going, don't move. And the judge is literally looking at the paper and he goes, at this time upon review, we're going to do done. Get him out. Because he already heard it. He already felt it. He already saw it. Nope. Nope. Grandiose thoughts again. That's how long it's going to play out. That's how long it's going to play out. I just can't even do that. So that is your preview on that. There's a lot of teamwork when it comes to finding racketeering. There's a lot of teamwork where it goes to finding sex trafficking. It's a lot of finding where he was gambling and all of it. Where is his inheritance? Where is his rooting? Where is his ley lines? Where is everything? Transference is real of everything. Where are his partnerships? Where is the ghosts? That is what causes a lot of anxiety. How far did he go? So let's look at another deck because I see inhibitions. They said he was clean as a whistle. So with that being said, let's go to the Literary Witches Oracle. There's a lot of knocking out of energy. There's a lot of knocking out of what they call the everything. There's such a fortress around us, a guarding where you can't do a due date on anything. There's a lot of love that surrounds it too, where you can't understand the due. I do see the chicken. It does bring me to hoodoo, to voodoo, and juju, which is really not a bad thing. But when I see peacock, it means literally lament. Lament is a way of how affiliates do their due, whether or not it is true or not. It is a game that they play on a through and through where you can't do a due. So when you see that, you actually sit in solitude a lot. You have to be almost a hermit mode. And when I see this teacup, I see the tea, I see the arsenic, and then I see the go about, but it really is not. That's where the blow up is. And when I see another card that I have in another deck, which is Maya, which is a volcanic ash coming through, I say, you literally nailed it on everything, sir, Mr. Combs, because when you look at it, you're able to control a natural disaster. What gave you the right to be God? God must maintain, sustain the doll. This is where we pop it. Emily Dickinson truly wrote about the soul on how it can be manipulated to a toe reel. It can slink in no matter what. That's the nostalgia. So when I'm looking at him again, I'm like, this is 1950s. You might want to look on how McCarthy was doing something and researching about animals. So with Ann Carson, intellect. Intellect is where it is in the brain, in the mind, even to the soul mind. That usually is, they say, frontal lobe, but really that's the mid-core brain to the pineal of some sort of cutting away because that's the sonar. That's where they pick up everything. So when I look at the house, the structural is a resolve. So he doesn't even know he's been sleeping in squalor. He doesn't even know it's been bad. He doesn't even see it. Bravery. You literally got to go up to him and be true sound north, meaning this so solid that when he says, you already know what he's going to do. So when you look at this and the tree is barren, you go run for the kids. No, I wouldn't be haste and fast because all he did was take some Delsum. Loss. I don't see a lot of loss in his life. As far as family members, I do see, as we've all experienced, there is a mastery of strength when it comes to grievance. I do see the cooking about and being north. He astral projects so much throughout the day that you can't solve it with a glove. Grotesque humor, that was noted. He let loose. The family noted there was just some days that came out of his mouth that you just couldn't understand. To the wedding, Banu. What's a Banu? Basically, if you go down to New Orleans, a Banu means you lie, you make your bed, you lie in it. Trickery. Absolute trickery. The wolf. The wolf is the huntress of the day. When they say that, you can't do it enough or fast enough. I don't know why I want to have this feeling that I gotta pull my headband down all the time. The braid comes in and I see up to Native American impediment with us. Historically, this has happened before. That's why they're a little annoyed right now. The wings look at us and say, you can't do a shoe. So as I'm looking at the birds and I'm looking at nature, even out here where I am, I'm hearing my animals, I'm hearing them intuitively, and they're saying literally, watch them for 1 to 5 weeks on how they're responding. Is it healing or is it an antic act up? Some sort of devotion here. No, it's not. It's just observancy. It's key. Spell it. And I went, I can't even say that. I can't. This is actually just wit, fun, and humor. Wit, fun, and humor. So let's look at the Akashic Tarot on what truly is a dismay. Hmm. So I see fulfilled wishes. I see the bird's nest. I see the day, all forms of the spelling to the DEI. Missed message from a Michael, a past Lou. The bird's nest again, eagle. The Queen of Keys, where's Grandma? The Northern Lights that we just had out here, the Akashic Field. Setting your course, you literally nailed it. That is how they're going to have to be with him constantly, constantly. That is what they're showing me. The sands of time really can't be reversed from this. It did quite a bit of damage. I see a lot of tapping when it comes to him. I see it on cards. I see it on the deck. I see the finger move to make a line and then an up and then a this to flick his nose at times. And he ticks off. He ticks off. It is something that is done in a group out of Africa that they're kicking him out of the group. Is this interference? That's what I hear too. All day long. He would just sit and just all day long do this. Continuance on track. When you go up the mountain, and you do your due, you must be a boo. I don't even want to say this again. So basically, the increscent moon, he actually really was affected by moon cycles. He really was. You can't even like cry about this or have anxiety. You just got to look at him and say, just get in the car. Let's go. D-O-N-E. The treasure. Where is the treasure? It's everywhere. It really is everywhere. He left a cow in the field where he stepped in its due and it counted for him. It counted. That is how disgusting he did count on a cow. So let's go to this one. It's kind of an oddity. Where we're gonna do the Pleiadian and Oracle and see what they have to do. He literally went to the point. It really is. I feel like I got a ghost in here. I feel like he there is like every time he went to go lay out in the sun, anytime he tried to do a tanning bed or anything like that, he tried to do light therapy. And I say, what were you doing? What were you doing? Again, the wolf, light technology, they found it. Surely. And how they were, it was a cigarette, it was an apple, it was a newspaper, it was like looking at a classified section and then hearing one word and going, go for it. And when they went go for it, it was a huge timeline jump where everything playing out was so anew to doing all these changes and revamping after the current events that had occurred. You couldn't even change the stance of it at all, at all. So with that being said, when I see Quantum Heart, this is someone who is going to regenerate. He's going to make himself anew. There's like a soul family or a star family that he considers that keeps him going. By the time that's the end, he's so sick, so sick, where they give him a lot of love and all of it. Rooted light means he literally gives off like this aura of a gold, but I see it's a gray, dusky color now that would give creativity to what he was doing. That's why they're like, you gotta forgive. I don't know, do you? So then I look, everything is starting to make sense. Look at the signs. Galactic core, there's something about just here with him that's very hard and strong, but it's very loose, like soft tissue damage from a fall that literally changes your vibration. Dreaming, yeah, I see like a type of dreaming with him that is very indicative post-surgery. Star centers, radio transmittance, currency, everything is going on. When I see this, there's something about his cigarette butts when I look at Pascal's tomb. When I see this, I see a chain reaction. When I see Alcyon, I see staph infections. Energy work. It is hard and harsh. So afterwards, you actually have a nasty cold for 3 to 4 months. And here it is, Maya again. There's something about natural disasters, but he's really not that strong to be sorcery or anything like that. I mean, he conjured telepathy. You can't conjure I just can't even get that out. You can't conjure telepathy. Where is this transmission coming from? Star royalty. I remember you from another life, and that you were king of gold, and you must be it be, and you must knee and bow down now. That is what I see in an intoxicated state. That is where a lot of people are like, yeah, there was something about that often if you went to his house to visit. This is who I am. This is who I be. And this is who I will literally be every time you come here. But in public, this is what I be. Multiple personality. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. So when I see that, everything and anything and something and nothing to keep power, to keep amp, which we all suspected, the way it played out in the 90s with the music videos, with the association, how they behaved in public, to where it went to the females in his life, to where it was ill justice, and then it was quiet. It seemed like a cleanup. They're just going to live their life quietly, and then here it is. Here it is. It's right there in your face. Seven of Swords in reverse. Lax. Lax. That's all you need to know. Eight of Cups in reverse. Go it known. Go it known. That will mean something at a later date and time. So with Nine of Swords in reverse, even more anxiety. I don't see it and I don't feel it. There's there's a money offer still coming in. I mean, this guy is just all over the place. I have to say, this was worse than the 90s. They were pretty linear to a contentment. Mother of Swords, logic, logic. You got to use logic. Bizarre, absurd, absurd, obscene, obscenities to obscurities. That is that guy. The Father of Wands means he's going to come in and he's going to set the way he was every lifetime because he knows how to hold himself and carry himself to where there's no judgment. And then in his head, there's no judgment. And then you look at the paper, you're literally like, really? Six of Wands. This butterfly literally comes out of the dark, out of the cocoon, literally. And that's when I say, yep, all done. All you need to know now is how do we see this as a psychic medium play out with this investigation? It really is the Nine of Pentacles with the last look at this. There's something that comes through on a natural way to get it in a way unknown to be reknown. I see a mixing up of energy hard. So I'm going to go for my gold tarot. How does this play out with the energy? I do see a bloody nose on the rise. I do see a sword like a King Arthur. I do see a cat and a dog. I do see a lemur. And I do see a circus zoo. And I keep wanting to itch my nose a lot. a lot right now. There's some sort of deceit of the energy around it. It does complete out. That's the world upright. It is something that this energy, it hurts a lot with the story. It's something of a steal, all forms of the spelling. I do see a type of separation. That is that card in reverse that has to do with legal matters. That's just the energy. Now, when you're just reading energy, anything can literally change because of decisions, of thought processes. That is why it's not set in stone. That's why there's no security with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So when you see this with the Two of Cups in reverse, it is again it's a confirmation. There's a breaking apart. It's a sitting honorably. It will make sense as it plays out. I see a 3 to 9 mark. I see a mock, M-A-C-H. I see no mock, M-O-C-K, but I see LeMay. I see LeMay. It's hard to explain. That is being highly blocked, where the Eight of Cups means you can't turn away and you can't walk away, but it is a deceit. There's some sort of deceit of greed. That's really all you need to know. As it plays out, that energy is truly no logic in it. Because as you see it happen for the future, and then it comes back in, you say, how did that play out? How did that play out? And that's all you need to know. So with that being said, we're going to end the reading as it is, so we don't go over our mark, and we will talk to you soon. Any questions or concerns, be free to email me. Go ahead and send a message and message me either email or through Telegram. Talk to you soon.